So it's getting to be that time of year where it is sometimes a struggle to get to the end of the day. It's February, everybody's tired. Let's talk about how to get through your homeschool day. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy, the Handmade Homeschooler. Today we're going to talk about tips for having a smooth homeschool day when we're in that time of year. Now, if you think that this is just like a homeschool thing, it's not. Like, as a teacher, this is the time of year where it feels like you're walking through quicksand. Or attempting to walk through quicksand. It's very difficult. This time of year can be very difficult because it's still kind of cold outside. It's harder to go and play outside. Everything is more difficult right now. So let's talk about getting through the rest of the year. And these are just tips that I have learned in the classroom and tips I have learned as a homeschool parent, things that have helped my day go as smooth as possible. So number one, stay on task. As difficult as it can be, stay on task. Leave the squirreling for the end of the day. I find if I start squirreling and we start going off on a rabbit trail or something at the beginning of the day, it throws my entire day off, and then I'm scrambling at the end of the day because we've got, dinner to do, and my whole day can be thrown off really easily if I get distracted. So what I do is I have a whiteboard up here. I know you guys can't see it, but I have a whiteboard over here, and I have done this. I know some of you guys are going to be like, oh, she's talking about the list again. The list helps. It helps. It really does. And if you've never heard me talk about the list, I'll go over it really, really, really quick. I just have a list of everything that the kids need to do during the day, just the subjects, and they just, check off each one by one. Makes life a lot easier, and I don't care what order they do it in as long as they do it. They're at the age where they work pretty independently of me. They're teenagers. I have an 11th grader and a 7th grader. I don't have to do a whole lot other than management at this point, so I don't care what order it gets done as long as it gets done. That helps tremendously throughout the day to stay on task. And the end of the day, we leave for kind of the more squirrely things, or a lot of the elective subjects get pushed to the end of the day. And sometimes I gotta be careful because philosophy is one of those subjects that we can go squirreling. We can go way off with philosophy. So I have to remind myself and my husband sometimes, we gotta stay on task. We have a schedule to keep. My husband and my son, they love the philosophy class. So they will sit there and they will just banter for an hour. And then we actually look up at the clock and we're like, uh-oh, we gotta go. So I try to save those subjects to the end of the day. That way we can have those discussions and they don't totally throw our day off task. So stay on task, make a list, put it somewhere. If your kids are not at the age where they can read yet, which is, sometimes it's like that. I used to have a little clipboard, and I would write those subjects on it, and I would help them read and sound out the words and everything. And I did that up until they could read, and then when they could read, I didn't have to do that anymore. But, it takes a little hand-holding before they can actually read, but it does help to have a list. So next, the ambience. The ambience of the day can make or break my day, my school day in general. One of the things that I really like to do is I set the mood in the house. And that usually means soft music, some kind of ambience video. I have ambience videos on my channel here. There's a whole playlist of them if you want to go check those out. I usually have one of those playing on my television that has spa type music in the background. I don't know why, but it helps me concentrate when I have that on, just real low, real low. And if not, mute it and just have it on as a screensaver. I find that really helps. And sometimes I'll put on my oil diffuser. I like to set the mood of the day in the morning, and that really helps my day go a lot smoother. I feel like I am prepared for my day. You know what I mean? Also, watch your mood too. And this kind of goes with the ambience because kids feed off of your mood. I know when I am in a bad mood, the whole place is out of whack. And that goes for in the classroom with 30 kids or here at home. The kids will feed off of your mood. So watch your mood around the kids. We all get in moods. you know, we all have days, right? We all have bad days. But try your best to bring a positive attitude to your kids in the morning. You know, start your day off well. Go pray, go have your quiet time with the Lord, and then move on. I feel like my day is so much better when I have my quiet time and I'm able to get through that. Now, if I wake up late or if I'm sick, it can really throw things for a loop. That actually happened to me today, but I was still able to have that quiet time and I felt so much better. And now I'm you know, I'm good. And the last thing I really want to reiterate is preparedness. And this is something that I've learned in the classroom. If I am not prepared for my day, everything's out of whack. Now, this could be as simple as making sure I have all of my art supplies, to making sure that the things that I need copied are copied, that I have my tests ready, that I know what's being expected of me during the day, to making sure that I didn't forget that we have like a science experiment that morning. And I will say, if I forgot that I have a science experiment, it's definitely one of those like head slapping moments, like, oh no, and then I'm scrambling, and then the kids are like, oh, here we go again. So, you know, being prepared for me is something that can totally throw my entire day off. So I want to make sure that I have those things done, that I have those things ready, and that our day is, you know, good to go. And a lot of times I like doing that after dinner. Every weekend I take that Mardell planner and I do my lesson plan. So I know what is going to be expected. I know what days are test days. I make sure that I mark and highlight when the tests are during the week. And that way I can remind the kids, you know, at the beginning of the week, like, okay, on Wednesday you have a history test. On Thursday we have a science experiment. And I will make sure that those nights, you know, prior to that I set out any experiment material. I will get any art supplies ready. I will make sure I have any copies ready to go that I need. You know, like, I try to be more prepared, because if I'm prepared, things go so much smoother and I don't have, you know, the stress of that weighing on me. So making sure that I have that done and that it's ready, and waking up in the morning knowing that I'm prepared automatically puts me in a better mood. So it really does help your day, is what I'm saying. Having that, you know, done, prepared is such a relief for me personally. And I like knowing that I can just get up in the morning and enjoy my coffee and reading my Bible, and I don't have to run around like a chicken with my head cut off. So I enjoy that time in my during my morning time. So if you haven't tried that, try it. Try it. Just do it before you go to bed at night, whenever is convenient for you, and just making sure that you have all those things ready to go. And I feel like as the kids have gotten older, there's less and less that I need to do. So if you have little ones and you feel like it's overwhelming, I will tell you right now, once a few years go by and your kids start getting into junior high and high school, it dwindles. It really dwindles. At least with the curriculum that we're using, it really does dwindle. The most time that I spend on things is actually like reading their pages and getting ready to teach something. You know, like, I research things and I write down everything like in a notebook and things like that. You know, like discussion points and discussion questions that I think that I want to talk about with them. And for the most part, that's really the most prepared that I need to be. But, you know, when they were younger, I would spend, you know, probably 30 minutes after dinner each night making sure that I had everything ready to go in their carts and in the 10-drawer cart that we used to have. I used to love that thing. But I don't have to do those things anymore, because they're old enough now to just do a lot of that stuff themselves, or we just don't have a curriculum that requires that anymore. So a lot of those things that you feel like you have to do now, they're going to grow out of. But that's just a little advice from a seasoned homeschool mom who has teenagers. So what do you do to make your day smoother? What are some of the things that you do to help prepare yourself, your mind, for the homeschool day ahead? I would love to know down in the comments. I love taking advice from you guys. You guys always have like such great things to say. So let me know down in the comments, like, what is something that you do that helps prepare your day, that helps, you know, calm your mind and making sure that your day goes really smooth. Like, what is the one thing that you have to do? All right, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day and happy homeschooling.